Our last day here in the Philippines, and we're really sad because we really enjoyed it here. And just to catch you guys up from how we actually got back to the city, we basically woke up super early yesterday. Super early meaning around 8 o'clock in the morning, and we took a trike to get to the port. One tip that we want to give you guys is it only costs about 50 to 60 pesos from the port to Bantayan or Santa Fe town. The first day we got there, we paid about 100 pesos, and some of them were trying to charge us like 150 to 200 pesos. So just be careful when you get there. It should only cost you about 50 to 60 pesos from the port to Santa Fe town.
And then from Santa Fe port, we took the ferry to Hagnaya port. And then from Hagnaya port back to Cebu City, we had to take a bus. But wait, this is the most important second tip we have for today, is that you have to get on the bus on the ferry. So then you can actually take that bus back, because if you get out of the ferry, there are other buses, but firstly there are no aircon buses, or you could take a van, but they're more expensive than taking a bus. Else you do what we did and wait 1 hour for the next bus to come around so we can catch it back to Cebu City. So now what's actually happening today is we have packed up, we're ready to go, and we're gonna get some food at Jollibee's because we love the chicken and rice before we head off to the airport.
While we wait for our food, we thought we'd give you guys our first impressions of the Philippines, because from when we arrived to now, it's completely changed. And also we're thinking we would give you guys maybe some recommendation and tips along our travel day today. So at least you guys will know what to do here, how long to spend here, and whether it's safe or not.
So our very first impressions when we arrived, we were a little worried because friends and family told us to be safe and cautious and pickpockets. So we came in with a little bit of that negative mindset, but once we were actually here and we met the people and settled into the environment within the first 1 to 2 days, it's actually really nice here. The people are super friendly, super helpful. They really go out of their way for you. So to be honest, it is pretty safe. Nick and I even walked at night, but obviously you do have to be cautious. Besides that, it's pretty good. We have made it to Mactan Airport, and we've been wandering around looking for where we can get our VAT refund for our Insta360, but unfortunately it seems like there is no VAT refund for tourists, so just keep that in mind.
Maybe I'm too happy for you. Maybe you just wanna bring me down a notch. Maybe I'm too happy for you.
So we made it past the check-in counter. I think that's the most important part for us, is actually making it through, because our bags are usually quite heavy. Just make sure if you guys are taking Scoot that it's not over 10 kgs. Mine was 9.6 and Tam's was 9.4 kgs. So we just made it.
We've got a 2-hour wait until our flight, so we wanted to carry on with our tips while we're here in the Philippines. We're going to cover travel, and there's 5 different ways to get around the Philippines. Number 1 is the most local way, which is a jeepney. Number 2 is a trike or a tricycle. Number 3 is a bus. Number 4 is a Grab, which is kind of like Uber but here in the Philippines. And number 5 is a meter taxi.
For the cheapest way to get around, then you can take a jeepney. The most expensive way that we found was actually Grab, because Grab adds their own costs on top of it. So the tip that we have is we mainly use Grab to kind of find out what it will kind of cost us. to get from point A to point B. And then we would just call a meter taxi, and it would usually be about 20 to 30% cheaper than what you'd see on Grab.
Yeah.
We saved about 200 pesos just to get into this airport today because we didn't take Grab and we actually just took a meter taxi.
Great. And then if you're wanting to get around more of the islands like we did in Bantanya Island, you'd actually rent your own scooter. It goes between 250 to 300 pesos a day, which is a lot cheaper than using the trikes. Otherwise, we just walked because it's quite safe there.
So if you are worried about taking a scooter, we do understand because we were really scared to take a scooter, but it's really not that bad once you've kind of like done a few practice runs. And also if you're in a place where there's not a lot of traffic, like in Bantayan Island.
But if you're wanting to do it in Cebu main city, I would not recommend it if you're first time scooter riders like us. The traffic is absolutely insane and people are just going everywhere. So that would not be a suggestion. But if you're very comfortable with scooters, then go for it.
So if you are trying to look for good Wi-Fi in the Philippines or in Cebu City, we stayed in quite a lot of places, so we kind of figured out where the good Wi-Fi zone was or which hotel had good Wi-Fi. A lot of the ones on bookings.com would say they had like 8 Wi-Fi rating, but when we got there it was like super slow. The one that we found was on the last day, which was yesterday, at NS Royal Hotel, which is on Mango Avenue. The one in Mobile, we actually found a place called LR
Hostel.
Hotel or Hostel. And that was quite good compared to everywhere else around Mobile. The other place that had good Wi-Fi in Mobile was also West Coast Beach Hotel. They also had kind of decent Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah.
And then when you go to Bantayan Island, you can go to Marina Bungalows. I think they've actually got the best Wi-Fi there. It's time for us to board, so we're on our way to the plane.
Watching you walk my way, I could just stop and stare for days. All of my dreams come true every day that I'm with you. I can't believe, I can't believe.
Whew, what a rush it was. We had to run off the plane and run to the Apple store because we actually had an appointment, but our flight was delayed. So we're a smidgen late, but they let us in. So we're here and we need to sort Nick's laptop, so that's what we're gonna do.
Luckily the immigration was really smooth here.
Yeah.
They have like loads of counters for the guys. So it took us like 10 minutes in line and then like 2 minutes to get through immigration. So it was really good, very efficient in this country. So really happy about that. There's a problem with my laptop. The speaker, it just died one day. So hopefully it's not a big issue and they can fix it within a few days while we're in Singapore.
We absolutely love Apple. The service is amazing. Everything's all sorted. They covered Nick's laptop even though it was 1 day out of warranty, and they're going to sort it out. And now we're going to head to the MRT to head towards our accommodation for the night.
We've just made it to our apartment and it's been a really long travel day. Before we actually end this vlog, we actually wanted to give you guys maybe a perfect itinerary that we wish we had visiting the Philippines, because we actually missed out on half the stuff, so we have to come back to the Philippines in the future.
So I'd recommend you spend a few days in Cebu, see the Taoist temple as well as the temple of Leah. Then make your way down to Mobile, where you can snorkel with the sardines or go scuba diving, and then go canyoneering in Kawasan Falls. That was absolutely amazing. Loved that. Double thumbs up. Then from there you can go to Oslo. Unfortunately we didn't go due to the controversy of the feeding of the whale sharks, but a lot of the locals actually approved of it and said it's a good thing. So it's really up to you if you want to or not. Unfortunately we didn't. And then from there you'd make your way to Bohol, where you can see the chocolate mountains and the
The little monkeys, which are called tarsiers.
yes.
And then from there you can fly to Siargao, which is basically the capital for if you like surfing or anything like that. You guys can go that side. And then from Siargao, we would have loved to go to Coron, which is where you'd see the limestones and you can do island hopping tours from there. They look really beautiful in the pictures, so definitely do that. From there, you can then take a ferry. It's from Coron to El Nido, which is also apparently extremely beautiful. All the locals actually talk about Coron and El Nido, and so that's what really made us want to go. But unfortunately, we didn't have enough time. I mean, we did have enough time, but because we didn't plan it, we actually ran out of time.
Yeah.
So don't make those mistakes that we made. Check out the itinerary that we've given you guys now. See, you guys can skip a couple of things, but I mean, I think that will be a really good route if you guys were going to the Philippines for 2 to 3 weeks.